name is Suparna. I am going to take a statistics subject for you all. Okay. What is statistics? In lower sections or 10th standard, you have studied the statistics as a part of a mathematics. As a one chapter, you have studied in the lower section. But when you are coming to the PU section, statistics you are going to study as a separate subject, as an optional subject. In science course kuda statistics you can opt. At the same time, in commerce field also you can opt statistics. So, as a statistics, you can see everywhere. Statistics and you can see every day-to-day life. You can see statistics, but you are not aware of it. In 10th standard, you might have studied the concepts of bar diagrams, pie diagrams, mean, median, mode. All these things you have studied in the lower sections. ಅದೇ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೀವು ಲೋವರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ mean, median ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So some of the concepts here also continuation or continue part of that concept will be there here also. Let me have a look. What are the contents? What are the concepts which you have in the first year syllabus? Here you can observe the number of concepts I have listed out here. There are 10 chapters in the first year syllabus. Some of the concepts which are known to you, which is already studied in the lower section. But for the sum of the concept, entirely new different. Entirely it is a new concept to you. So let me categorize what are the familiar concept and what and all are the new concept for you. So first chapter is an introduction about statistics. ಹೇಗೆ subject ಇದೆ or what are the benefits of statistics? Why ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ statistics ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಏನು ಕಲಿತೇವೆ introduction to statistics. And the second chapter is organization of the data. How you are going to present it. That concepts you are going to study in this chapter. And next, if you move on to the next chapter, classification and the tabulation part. So you might have studied in the lower section. That means here construction of table, putting of all these values in a table. Marks. Suppose if I consider the marks, then you have to put the marks in terms of tally marks and frequency you are going to represent it. So that concept you are going to study in the third chapter. This is familiar to you. Next one is diagrams and graphs. This is also familiar one. You consider almost simple bar diagram irbodu, multiple bar diagram irbodu. All these concepts of graphs, all these concepts in 10th standard alle bandirutte, but in detail you are going to study. And the next one is these 3 chapters: analysis of bivariate, analysis of univariate and attribute, and interpolation and extrapolation. These 3 concepts are new to you. Idenu entirely different concept, but univariate data ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ mean, median, mode, all these things are geometric mean, formulating harmonic mean. All these information or all these formulas will be coming under this chapter. And ninth one, probability. Probability is familiar to you. Some of the concepts, it may be tossing of a coin. All these, what are the possible outcomes you have studied in the lower section, and it is continuation part of probability. This is all about the what are all the contents you are going to study in the first year syllabus. Okay, ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ನೀವು. Now, so what is statistics actually? Statistics ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? As a maths ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ one chapter ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. But in detail how you are going to deal with the statistics? You all know each common people ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಏನು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ but they are not aware of it ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ you all know the marks exam ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ according to that they will select the or they will record the marks of the particular student yes sir marks ಅನ್ನು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ how they are going to record it according to their performance those who got the highest mark in different subjects suppose student A of name Rama he scored marks in different subjects English Kannada and science social science like that they will categorize the marks of the student. So this is what actually statistics. Marks percentage na ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಏನು distinction ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ all these information can be given by the statistics. So this is actually statistics. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ we have discussed in the ಹೌಸ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ವುಮನ್ ನಾಗೆ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಹೌಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ when it comes to the society point of view in business field they are using and commerce business management ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ medical research ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ industry ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ why we have to maintain the quality of the product in industries to get the more profit ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು we have to one has to maintain the quality of the product so this comes to the where industrial point of view suppose hotel management ಬಂದು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ suppose you wanted to survey the food habits of the people food habits ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you have to survey or you have to conduct the survey based on that result you can maintain the quality of the food yes sir so these are all the areas we are going to use statistics ಇನ್ನೇನು making the policies government sector ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ making the policies or formulating the policies or the fixation of the wages salary ಅನ್ನು government employees fix ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ it is useful so everywhere each and every way you can see statistics and it is also one of the very good subject you will have ample of opportunity in the statistics field ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ opportunities ಇದೆ nowadays data mining ಇದೆ big data ಇದೆ data science ಇದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ field ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ related to statistics so why they are using statistics much ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the cost will be less cost ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ cost will be less and it is less time consuming and at the same time it is easily understandable by common people ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ easily ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ there are three reasons that we are using statistics three reasons to use statistics one is it is less time consuming and at the same time cost is less and it is easy to understand so these are the main three reasons which we are using statistics much mainly because time consuming population ಅಥವಾ ಏನು numbers vast ಇದೆ large numbers ಇದೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು we can pick some representative portion we can select only few people then we can at that time it is a less time consuming or consuming less time and when we go for next cost ಏನು ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ at every business point of view the cost should be less analysis part ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ cost would be more that is why in statistics the cost ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ less ಆಗುತ್ತೆ So that is why we are using statistics more. And easy ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗೆ ಏನಾಗಬಹುದು ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೈ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ದ data in a format of graphs or diagrams. All these things you can represent in an attractive manner. Catchy view can give. Suppose for example, if I consider the marks of or if I consider the height of a 5 student, height of a 5 students. It may be like this 150 centimeter in terms of centimeters. In terms of centimeters, it may be 5 centimeters and 155 centimeters and 160 centimeters and 157 centimeters and here 165 centimeters maybe. So how by looking at these data, it is not attractive. Who is having more height or who is the tallest person? You can't get it. Correct? Na? At that time, what you can do? You can represent it in a graphical or you can represent these data in terms of diagrams. Diagrams are ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? This is x-axis and this is y-axis. If I consider the number of students A, B, C, D, E along the x-axis and I am going to represent these students' height in the diagram, simple bar diagram. I am going to represent it. This information I can represent it. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ who is the or which student has more height or who is the tallest person ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು suppose I am going to consider here 150 160 or 100 here 200 300 400 500 50 60 70 80 90 100 110 120 130 140 150 like that up to 160 I am going to consider. I am going to represent these students' height here. First it is a 150 centimeter. I can represent student height in a rectangular bar. So this is one student height 150. A height is 150 centimeter. Next is 155. It is slight varying. Here slight varying. Slide it shows the variations. This is student B height. And at the same time you can represent the third student height C. You can compare it like that. You also can represent student D and E height. That is why you can compare it with the one student to another. By looking at these three diagrams or these three bars, you can clearly say that which I have drawn here. Only the C can be or C is having more height here. C is having more height or C is having highest or C is the tallest person you can say. So this is the beauty of statistics. One can easily tell that this is the differentiation or this is the differentiation they can easily recognize it. So this is the examples or uses of statistics. Now what are the functions? What are the objectives? Here we need to use when the different situations are available. So when the different situations are available, how we can going to handle the statistical data? That means functions. So functions of statistics. Functions of statistics. Oh. So functions is nothing but ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಇದ್ರೆ we cannot handle it ಅಲ್ವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ at that time it simplifies us the data it simplifies us the ಡೇಟಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ ಈಗ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ತಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ತಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ at that time it simplifies us the data ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ it reduces the data ಸೈಜ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು we can reduce it how we can reduce it by calculating the averages so the next one is it facilitates comparison. Comparison can be done. Comparison ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? It can be in a school colleges you can compare one student with the another. Marks if you consider you can easily tell he is the highest scorer, who is a better performer. You can say with the easy way. You can say it comparison purpose or you can compare the sales of one company to another branch from branch you can compare country to country you can compare like that every way comparison can be done by using statistics and the data is accuracy or accuracy should be maintained accuracy should be maintained. That means we are not guessing work. We should not guess here. You should give the accurate value. This is the percentage of this student. He got or this college has got 100% result. 100% result means I'm sure. ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ sure ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. This is the percentage of the college. I'm not guessing it. Maybe ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೋರ್ ಆರ್ ಶೋರ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಇದನ್ನ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ we have talked about introduction basic concepts ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಯ್ತು now let us move on to the definition of statistics so if we collect the different opinions from different people they will say it is just information or it is just a collection of data or pie diagrams it is useful in research all these things you are getting different opinions you can get it but when you are saying in a systematic manner how you can say it so the definition of statistics is statistics is a branch of science which deals with collection of data organization presentation analyzation or analysis and interpretation of numerical data. Interpretation of numerical data. This is the definition of statistics. That means here it is the branch of science. As I told earlier, you in mathematics you have studied as a one chapter or maybe a two chapter as a statistics. Then it is a science. Science which deals with what ಯಾವುದು ಜೊತೆ ಡೀಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. First and foremost step is to collection of the data, or we have to collect the data. Then once if you done the calculation or collection, for next step is to go for the organization. Organization is nothing but you have to arrange the numbers or arrange the data in a particular manner. That may be in a ascending order or maybe in a descending order. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, you have to organize it in a proper way. Then once if you done the organization, you have to represent it very clearly. Once if you done the organization, arrangement type, ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, presented. How we can present or what and all the way you can present it. ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾರ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಹಾಕಿ rows and columns ಹಾಕಿ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So these are the many ways you can present it. And once if you done the presentation, after that you have to go for analyzation part. So these three steps, collection and an organization, presentation, anybody can do with the proper guidelines. ಈ ಮೂರು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು with the proper guidance. But analysis part only those who have good knowledge about the subject or they are known about the tools and techniques, they only can handle the analysis part. And the next, once you analyze the data, then you have to go for the interpretation or conclusion part. Giving the conclusion is very important. What this survey is going to convey the message. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸರ್ವೆನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಸರ್ವೆನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Once in a 10 years we are going to conduct the census enumeration method to study the population of a country. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಸರ್ವೆನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, we have to collect the data. For example, collect the data. First ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, each and every census enumeration survey is based on a population. That means census enumeration we are going to conduct. First and foremost thing is I have to investigate each and every house. Now ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಈಚ್ ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So this is the collection. So collection part. Data is nothing but information of particular experiment. So this is information of what now? It is a population regarding population of the country. Now organization. Once you have done the collection and you have to go for the organization. That may be you have to arrange the data or arrange the numbers in an order. Order in the sense you can arrange the numbers from lowest to highest or descending order. Highest to lowest kuda arrange ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. See, this is the organization. Once you have done the organization, you have to present these data in a rows or columns. That we call it as tabular representation. In terms of tables, you can represent it or you can represent it in another way. As I told earlier, you can represent it in diagrams or you can show in terms of graphs. Graphs alli kuda show ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. These are the different ways that you can do presentation. And analyzation part. Analysis is nothing but you have to say or you have to do the calculation part. Calculation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು, this region or Udupi state, Udupi district ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು population ಇದೆ, how many people are literate, how many students are scored good marks, that you can study. ಅಲ್ವಾ? All these informations are available. ಆ ತರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಪ್ಪ, ಅನಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ those who are know with the good knowledge about the theory, then only we can do it. And the next one is interpretation. Interpretation is nothing but giving the proper conclusion or giving the proper message to the what society. ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್, that we have to convey it. So this is the interpretation. Interpretation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ that we have to say. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದು, ಸರ್ವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, our main intention is to get the total population of a country. So this is what the definition of a statistic. I consider with a simple example. I consider the simple example here, that you will be getting clear idea about the definition of statistics. If you know the meaning ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ definition ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ definitions ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So let me consider one simple example. In a college, I consider one student name called Rama or Rama's marks in a examination, in the examination out of 100 each. 100 ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ we need to check it out. Here is the question. Rama's marks in a examination. If I ask with him, he'll say the different marks in a different subject ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Suppose he may be having in English it may be 97, 94 it may be. Then in Kannada he may be having 95. As a core subject in accountancy he may got 98. In statistics he may got 100, and in economics or business, in business studies he may got some marks in 90, it may be 96, and in economics he may got 97. Let us assume ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, these are the marks he will give. ಅವನು ಈ ತರ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. But this is the collection of data is done. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಡೇಟಾ I'm collecting the information from him. ಇದು ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನು ಅವನು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಅಲ್ವಾ, yes or no? The different subject marks out of 100 ಎಷ್ಟು 100 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ if you looking at these data, it is random. ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, it is not in a proper arrangement. Proper arrangement ಅನ್ನಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ಏನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಾಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದ ಅಲ್ವಾ. But second step is to organize it properly. Organization. Here we have to organize it properly. So I write it here. Organization is done in a proper manner. So here first step is to collection, organization, presentation, analysis, interpretation. Interpretation. Now, so these are the steps. This is the first stage of definition or first stage of collection the objects. So once the collection is done, collection item, and then we have to go for the organization. How we can organize it? So you have to arrange the data in an order. So order. So I organize the data in an order wise. Ascending order will not represent martane. That is which subject having highest mark. That is stats having highest mark. So stats. Next what? Next comes accountancy. Accountancy. He got 98. And in another subject. That is highest marks economics. Economics he got 97. In business studies he got 96. Then it comes to the language. In Kannada he may got here 95. And here and last one is English. English he got 94. 94 he got. Here I have arranged the data from highest to lowest, or you can arrange the data lowest to highest. Then you can easily recognize in which subject he scored. He has got more numbers or he has got more marks. In which subject one can easily recognize it. So once you have done the organization, and then you have to present it. Then you have to do presentation. I represent these information through rows and columns. These tabular represent or these information putting into the rows or columns, that is representation is known as a tabular representation. As a separate chapter in next study ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀರಿ. So here I am going to, this is the second stage. Second stage is to represent these data, these information through tabular column. Tabular column alli ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು represent ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. No need to arrange the same thing here. I take now here language first. Language, that is English, Kannada, and then core subject stats, accountancy, economics, and business studies, like this. I am going to represent these data in a rows and columns. This is 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and here I have divided into 2 columns. That is subject, and here marks out of 100 each subject. Now, how much he got in English? He got 94, and in Kannada he got 95, and in stats he got 100, and he got accountancy 98, 97, and 96 respectively. Now, this is the presentation. In a tabular column, I have represented it, and once you have done the presentation, and next part you have to go for the analyzation. Analyzation is you can calculate the percentage. ಈಗ ಹೀಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ categorize language ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, or else core subject ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ. You can make a differences, or you can categorize. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾ? ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೋರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ tabular representation. So I'm going to analyze it. Now I'm going to calculate the percentage. How we can get the percentages? By taking the total. Here total marks is exactly equal to 100. But how much he got? How much he got? He got 5. He got at the end, here total of this is 580. And but the subject total, actual marks it is 100 ಅಲ್ಲಿ exam conduct ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. So the total is 600. Suppose if you want to calculate the percentages, then percentages, and that is 580 divided by 600, then it is 96.66 percentages he got. Then you can calculate the subject total or language percentages. Similarly, you can calculate the core subject percentages. Then once if you done the analyzation part, next you have to move for the interpretation or conclusion part. Analysis ಆಯಿತು. Next ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Conclusion part ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಅವನ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? Distinction, first class, second class, third class, we are categorizing it. So here he got 96.66 percentages. That means final conclusion. ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೇಮ್ Rama here, Rama, parent name, like that, subject, everything you can see in a result sheet. Marks card alli ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ನಿಮಗೆ each and every points they will mention. Correct na? So the final conclusion, he is a first class with the distinction. First class with the distinction. This is the conclusion we can give from the analysis part. These are the 5 stages, or these are the 5 steps involved in the statistics, in the definition of statistics. Now here collection, I have collected the information from you and I have organized in a ascending order or descending order, and next I have presented it, the data clearly, rows and columns I have taken here, and then interpretation part, analysis I have done here, and the last part is giving the conclusion. This is all about the definition of statistics. I hope you all guys have understood. Just recall it first. We have discussed in this class introduction part of statistics, where the statistics we can use it, and what are the benefits of statistics, and the definition part of the